Hey guys, so I apologize for the lack of videos lately on this channel. It's been a few months, I think, since I've actually put up a video. The reason for that is, well, we moved house and it's been quite busy, and it's really hard to do gameplay videos when you have no furniture. And I didn't want to just do it on somewhere tacky like a floor or anything. Well, I try not to. Anyway, I wanted to do a game haul video today because last week I went to the Tokyo Game Market for the spring season and I picked up quite a few games, more than I thought I would, and I've spent quite a lot of money. So I wanted to show you guys what I did pick up, and so you guys can see what games came out here in Japan, and I'll also talk about I'll talk about all of the games, of course, but I'll also point out some of the games that I will be doing a gameplay run through. So if you find anything interesting and I didn't say I would do a run through on it, let me know in the comments and maybe you can fix that. I can pretty much do a run through of any of these. It's just some of them are very time consuming or need more players than I have. Anyway, so I'm gonna stop right here. I'm gonna go move the camera down to the table so you can see. It'll just be my hand so you don't see my face talking. And I'm going to show you off all the games. So, back in a second. Okay, and we're back. So this is more of a familiar look to my videos. It's just the camera focused on my hands. And now I'm going to start by showing you a lot of the games I have. I'm going to start with the small box games and then move on to the larger and larger boxes. So starting off, I first picked up Seiji Kanai's new game, 8 Epics. This is a 1 to 8 player cooperative game, just like his game Say Bye to the Villains. And this one is you're just trying to mitigate Cataclysm by using the dice, and at least I think 6 out of the 8. I'm not sure. I have to read the rules a bit more. Anyway, so again, Seiji has gone for a minimalized look. There's only 16 cards and 20 dice here, and a counter, I believe, there. So you're going to use all of these to mitigate the Cataclysm. So 8 of those cards are characters, 8 of them are Cataclysms, and you're just going to manage that. I've heard that this plays a little better solo than it does with more players, but you know, it is what it is. Seiji Kanai's new 8 Epics. So looking forward to that. I also got the new game from One Draw. This is I think this is Sadomichi's like Monkey Town. I don't know. Anyway, in this game is a little bit of a asymmetric kind of game where one player is the humans and the other 3 players, that's the 4-player game, the other 3 players are monkeys trying to escape. The humans are looking for them through deduction, and the monkeys are just trying to escape to a certain number of parts of the city before they win. So the monkeys win if they all escape, and the human wins if he can catch at least one of the monkeys. It's actually quite fun. It came with a little promo card, which is Hawaii, which is lovely. So I might be able to do a run through of that, given the, you know, you can still play 2 players. So me and my wife might be able to do a run through of that. So Monkey Town. Also great art on the cards, if you can see on that. Very minimal art. There's really no text. It's just pictures. Beautiful stuff. And here we go. Another game here from Bonfire Party. It's in English. So this is a smaller box game from Bonfire Party. Bonfire Party you should know from maybe Tragedy Looper, Archetype, Old World, and Code 9. They made all those games, and this is more of a trick-taking game from them, set in like a bit of the Cthulhu mythos, given the Roulier. I can't pronounce that. Anyway, in this game you're trying to basically get the most power cards and most treasure cards. And the thing is, the person who plays the highest treasure card wins the treasure. However, the treasure corrupts them and turns them. It becomes negative points, and what you're trying to do is mitigate the amount of negative points by exercising the insanity and all that cool stuff. However, at the end of the game, the person with the most points wins, and the people with the most negative points become cultists and all that cool stuff. However, if all the players become cultists, the old one awakens, and the person with the most negative points wins. So, kind of a little fun game. I'm happy to try this out for 3 to 4 players, so I want to see how that plays. Okay, another game here is a new one from Okazu brand. This is Go to Cheese. They had 2 new games this season. They had Go to Cheese and a game called Minerva, which I'll show later. This is the smaller one. This is a light, more like a light, I would like to say trick-taking, but not really. Where you're trying to get the cheese from this rich house where a lot of mice are like, oh, it's a really big house, must have a lot of cheese. So they want to get the cheese, and each player has the same set of cards. They have mice, they have cats and dogs. And what you're trying to do is basically, aside from getting the cheese, is capturing your opponent's mice and cats. So that's kind of fun. That looks cool. Oh, each player has the same cards, and that means they have the same decks. 3 to 5 players. Lovely little game. Okay. I also picked up the Ravens of Tarisha from Manifest Destiny. This came out actually last year. I think last year's game market, or Essen, I think it debuted. And Rado actually did a run through of this, which I'll link either here or in the comments below, or both. And what it is you are, this is our 2-player game, playing the girl as Ren and Feth. And these two have fallen in love. However, as they were trying to escape, Ren fell into a coma, and Feth has to go into her dreams and try to figure out what she needs to wake up. And it's actually quite fun, asymmetric little game, because Feth and Ren both do different things. So if you want to see how this is played, please watch Rado's run through, which again linked here down in the description. And he does a really great run through for this one. So there you go, Ravens of Tarisha. And one more small game here. This is the new game from Tablecross. This is called Fan and Mallet, where 2-player game where you're trying to build 2 players take turns building barricades around a village. Really, I still need to go over the rules a bit here and get a play of this, but it looks really nice. The art is beautiful here, and this is the same people who made Ninja Tyson, which I've done a gameplay run through. So if you want to see that, I'll link that here somewhere. Anyway, Fan and Mallet, that will be the next one. I should be able to do a gameplay run through of this as well, so that would be good. And slightly larger box games. Here we go. There's another one here. This is called Renka from Tansan Fabric. Tansan Fabric does a lot of great art in games. They've done quite a number of games, actually. What have they done lately? They did the Cat and Chocolate series, right? I think so. And in any case, they do some manga art. But this game right here is actually subtitled Easy Go. So if you want to learn how to play a bit of Go with slightly different ways to play, this is the game to play. And it looks really nice, too. Very easy to follow, very nice components. Okay, Renka, looking forward to that. I think I can do a gameplay run through of that, not sure. Should be. And next one is Fruit Picking. This is the 2nd edition of Fruit Picking. This is by, what was this? Who made this game? Oh yeah, Uzumaki Switch, which is at June1S on Twitter. Fruit Picking, this is the 2nd edition of the game. The first one came out during the Osaka game market. Unfortunately, that was only in Japanese. The 2nd edition has the English rules along with it. And in this game, you are monkeys trying to pick the best fruits and the most fruits for your farm. And whoever has the best farm wins. Monkeys. Fruit picking, so I should be able to do a run through of that. That looks kind of fun. I'll play that. All right, another one here is oh, I got this from Seiji. It was actually in his booth. It's more of candy than game. It's a Love Letter Chewables. You can still play the game with the boxes that the candy is in, but hey, you know, Love Letter and Chewables. Yeah. Okay, let's see here. Oh, I forgot I had these. Okay, some of these games, 3 from the 3 in the series here. This one is Colors of Cassani, where you are playing cards trying to build the best kimono. Lovely. This one is a Kaleido, when you're trying to build the best kaleidoscope. And this one is Tohira, where you're trying to collect the best or the most or cherry blossoms. I think just the most cherry blossoms, at least the ones that you need. So these 2 have English rules. This one does not. Well, not yet. So I should be able to do a gameplay run through of at least one of these. Hopefully this one, but we'll see. In any case, those 3 I picked up as well. Ooh, dropped something. Anyway, so larger games here. I also picked up this one. This is the Necessary Conditions for John H. Watson. This is a new game by Circle 3D6 Games, and this one is more of like a deduction game where the Baron has been murdered and the Baron's daughter needs the help of the best detective in town, of course, Sherlock Holmes. However, Sherlock Holmes is a bit confused and lost, and he does not have John Watson to help him out. You know they can't work. They're not working together at the moment. So he asks you, at least the players, to be as people that he knows from old cases to help out the Baron's daughter. and Sherlock Holmes trusts you in your decisions, so you're going to help the Baron's daughter find the murderers of her father. So there we go. The necessary conditions for John H. Watson. See here, another game I picked up here. This is another one from Manifest Destiny, My Fair Princess, where you are a father trying to raise your daughters to be proper princesses and to take care and find a good husband. However, winning is not really important in this game. It's just you have fun. I say that because it's actually pointed out in the rules that winning is actually just a concept in this game. It's not really a thing. You're trying to be the best parent. You know, My Fair Princess. And the other game from Okazu brand, the larger game, Minerva, where you are a Roman captain in charge of a new Roman city, and you're trying to basically make it as prosperous and great as the city of Rome to gain the favor of the goddess Minerva. This is a heavier game, can play 1 to 4 players. This is actually one of the heaviest games Okazu has produced. I'm looking forward to playing this one. I should be able to do a playthrough of this. Maybe not, it's quite long actually. Well, we'll see. Might be cool. Anyway, let's see here. And one of the few ones, another one I picked up from Bonfire Party I talked about earlier, Old World and Code of 9. This is the international edition. Everything's in English, where you are an automaton, one of 4, who has woken up with only a part of your memory, 2 of 8, actually. And what you're trying to do is try to figure out how to get the most of your memories, trying to figure out what you need. The memories you're actually missing are the victory conditions on how to win the game, and given you only know 2 of 8 victory conditions, you can either spend your time getting what you need to win, or finding out the other pieces of the memories that you also need to win. So, Old World and Code of 9. Quite fun. Plays 3 to 4. It says here, it's mostly for 4 players. It's just 4 players. The rules do say you can play with 3, but you're going to add a 4th player via a dummy player. But Old World and Code of 9 by Bonfire Party. And a couple other games I picked up. Oh, yeah. I also picked up this one. This is a wooden game, Dice Key. It's a play on words because it's dice, because there's dice in here, and key, which is tree. And daisuki in Japanese means, well, not this, just the word, just the phrase itself, means great like or love. And dice key, dice wood game, get it? Jokes aside, this game is actually quite fun, very light. What you're trying to do is basically collect wood and try to avoid the the termite from eating all your wood, and trying to buy points via houses and chainsaw and all that cool stuff. So on your turn, what you do is you roll a die. If you pick up a chip, so if you have the upgraded chainsaw, you roll a die and you pick up that many chips, and you're trying to get points and buy victory points along the way. It's actually a very light game, very nice. They only made 20 of these for the season. However, I have heard that they will make more in November for the next Tokyo Game Market. So hopefully that will be there. This was a by lottery, and fortunately I did win the lottery. I think I was 4th, which was nice. Anyway, and one more wooden game here, Katanishiagare by Cyan brand. This is a 2-player a bit of deduction game where you're trying to put these wood pieces and trying to build a pyramid on top of each other. Trying to build a pyramid like 4, 3, 2, 1, and what you need to do is basically stack them. However, you only see one side of the block. Your opponent sees the other side. So for example, you're seeing white. I'm seeing green on the other side here. And as you do that, you can either tip it and you either push it this way or towards this way, and you stack that. Once you do that, the other player does the same. And then to stack on top of it, you need to match one of these. So for example, to stack on top of this, I will need either a white or a black. So for example, I can do that. On your turn, you can either stack a cube up, or put a cube in the pyramid, or rearrange one of the cubes in the pyramid, following the rules, of course. So I can do this. You know, I can do that. That's fine. I can't, however, do if I can't take out something from under. That's good. In any case, actually a very fun little game. Very, very fun. I'm not sure about the communication rules just yet. I mean, what can I really tell you about it? But suffice to say, I have not won this game yet. And this game, they have quite a bit, and they also came in 2 versions. There was the regular edition, which was just this, and the special edition, which came with 5 more cubes for you. Oh, pieces of wood for you to put on, and they have an extra color, or orange. So that's cool. And that's all the games for me, really. I mean, I did pick up some other games for other people. Of course, let's see here. I picked up a collection of Oink games. These are all the Oink games. I've done a run-through for this one on the channel. I'm going to do a run-through for this one later on. And I can do a run-through for actually for all of these. This would be easy. Except for this one. I can't do a run-through of this because this is a 5-player game. I'm going to need 5 other people. 5 to 10 players for that. Anyway, I also picked up a copy. This one's not for me, but I do have my own copy. I picked up a copy of Rights. And this game, what you are is a designer, and what you're doing is using patterns and trying to use up the most of that pattern so you can claim it as yours. Meaning that if you have the most by the end of the game, the other players who use it will pay you for using that pattern, saying that you have the rights to it. However, if other people have the same amount of rights to that pattern, no one has to pay you at all. So what you're trying to do is get the most points. Okay, so that one, I picked those up. I will do a run-through for this very soon. Actually, this might be the next run-through coming up, so please watch for that. And I also picked up some games from the Taiwan board games section. Whoa. I picked up Nico, which in the back is Lupin Cat. So that's going to be cool. I think this is a 3 to 4 player game, 3 to 5. Yeah, just more cat games. I love cat games. And picked up Cat Box. This Cat Box is the larger edition of the game they released last season called Cat Box Lite, where you're basically stacking cats to form a puzzle to get the majority of your cats in the tableau in the middle of the table. Okay, and we also got Fresh Fish, where you're using fish and sharks to fight each other, which is nice. Oh, Fish Fight. Why did I say Fresh Fish? That's a Freedom and Freeze game. And I also have a black sheep and white sheep, where you are different colors of sheep trying to make it through this one patch of land. You're just trying to push your sheep through. And you can either choose to push other sheep or to push them away or just push the line forward. Your choice. Actually quite a nice little slightly abstract puzzle. So got that. And that should be all of the run-through. That's all the games I picked up. I mean, there are some promos and some extra stuff. However, that should be all the games I picked up. Oh wait, I think I picked up, oh here we go. I picked up an expansion for Sheep and Thief, which I will do a run-through later on. Yeah, I've had this game for a while. It's just I haven't done a run-through, so I might as well do that. Anyway, that should be all the games I picked up. Hopefully you liked any of them. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or any games that you'd like to see me do a run-through that I didn't say I would do a run-through on during this video, please let me know. And until then, I'll see y'all later. Bye.